altogether, and requires a lot more effort to escape, and is a lot more dangerous. His head and arm. Okay, just the headlock. There's no good transition for me here. This is why we don't use it in jiu-jitsu, right? Once he gets on his side, puts his shoulder up against my back, I can't let go, and there's no good place for me to go. I can try and keep him down, but if he knows the fundamentals of escape, this is not a good spot for me. Here, and I have no subs. Right? The only sub I have is if I can get his face up and get on his throat somehow. But if he prevents that, then I have no submissions here. I don't have his arms, I don't have anything, right? Here, I've got all kinds of submissions. I can attack the throat, let's go with this, I can break his arm, a bunch of different ways, using my legs. There's a million different things you can do here, so this is much more dangerous. And because I now have the addition of the shoulder, this is much harder to escape from. Okay? This is definitely an underused position in jiu-jitsu, and a lot of jiu-jitsu guys, I think, take escaping from this position for granted because they don't work enough with high-level wrestlers and judo people, and then they get stuck in here one day, and then they'll realize they need to work their escape from here a while. Okay, I'll bring it up real quick. Much harder to escape from, but we can, looking around the room, we can tighten up this position a lot more. If I show you the escape right now, everybody here will be escaping pretty easily. So let's make it a lot harder. So let's focus on keeping them pinned with a good head arm first, and then we'll make sure your partner can escape, and then we'll work the escape. Okay? So there are, broadly speaking, three categories of ways people get out of head and arm. Right? The first one is some form of framing on your head. So they'll make a frame or push on your face, and sometimes they'll throw their feet over and stuff like that. That's a whole category of escapes. I don't even teach those because I think they're too dangerous. Okay? The other person is good, you bring your hands out like that, that's just down, you've lost. You give them your arms. So when your arms are around the body, I really only have a couple submissions, right? I can attack your throat, or there's a version of a kind of kimura you can put on here, but I'm very limited in my attacks. As soon as you let go and you give me access to one of your arms, I have both my hands and my legs, the weight of my legs here, to start manipulating your one arm. So it's very easy to get your arms broken, right? So the pushing on the leg category, pushing on the head category, we're just going to throw that out right away. So that leaves two. One is get the elbow to the mat, and if he gets his elbow, get this elbow to the mat. And underneath me, like Todd was there before, now you're back to headlock escapes. Okay? Once your elbow's to the mat, now what you're going to do, I'm going to want to pull it. Okay? So get up underneath me and then push it up into me. Good. Now if he's pushed into me, I can't pull on it. Now you're safe, and now you can do the exact same two escapes I showed you before. Walk your hips away or whatever, and you will get out. Okay, so that's one. And the second category is to bridge and roll. Grab and bridge and roll me. And that's the other way people get out. So we're going to address the getting the elbow to the mat and the bridge and roll, and those are going to be the escapes we're going to use. We're not going to use pushing on the face. Okay. So first thing is, if I sit a head and arm like this, right? Get your elbow to the mat. A little bit difficult, right? So we're going to do what's called a kip move, so that we can learn how to get our elbow to the mat right, and we can learn how to defend against it. Point both your feet up towards the ceiling, straight. Lift your hips up in the air, and as you drop your hips, I want you to jerk your right elbow to the mat like you're trying to force yourself onto your side. Yes, like we call it kip move, right? So grab my arm, head and arm. That's how I'm going to get my elbow to the mat. Okay? So let's practice that real quick. I'm not putting it here where he's going to grab it. I'm here, right? I'm going to lift my feet up. That's my hips drop. I'm looking just to get my elbow to the mat, right? I'm probably not going to get all the way out like that, but I just need to get my elbow underneath their hip bone, and then we can work the headlock escape, okay? Try that real quick, back and forth, go ahead. Good, okay, look here. Now, if that doesn't work, go ahead and lay down, because the person hangs onto you super tight, right? So I have head and arm, and I feel him go up to do a kip move and get his elbow to the mat, and I give him that. I give him that pull, right? That sets up your roll. because I'm stiff, right? So he goes to do a kip move, and I tighten up. Now as you roll, that's the best chance you're ever going to get to roll the other person because they're stiff and they're hanging onto your body. So that's how that combination works, right? But let's back up a step and make it so it's real hard for them to kip move at all. I should not have to hang on to his arm with my arm. If I have to use my arm, I'm too shallow. I want to be up here, where my hip is up in his armpit. Okay, my right hand now grabs my inner thigh. I don't need my arm at all. Now if he goes to kip move, it's much harder because I'm much deeper, but he could still potentially do it. I give it a lot of energy. Good, back. Okay, so now I'm going to make a minor adjustment that you guys probably can't see, but he'll be able to feel. Now kip move. Okay, so I'm doing two things. One, I'm in deep, I'm grabbing my own thigh, and two, I'm pulling my right elbow to my right hip. I'm dropping my elbow. Not here, but I'm like this, okay? So I'm closing off that space a lot more. So now he goes to get that arm back, much, much harder for him to get that arm back, okay? So that's the first thing. Second thing, he's gonna try and get on his side a little bit. The kip move, it doesn't work, he's going to try and get on his side, so I'm going to flatten him. Okay, so I'm up in here, I'm in deep in his armpit, have my own thigh, I've closed my right elbow, so I've closed off that space. So it's hard for him to get his arm back, my hand is free, I don't need it, right? He tries to get the shoulder off the mat, and I'm using my back leg to push him flat. He goes to get the shoulder off the mat, I'm using my back leg to push him flat. He goes to sit up, I use my leg to put him down. He goes to sit up this way, use my foot to put him down. Gets his shoulder off the mat, flatten him out. Goes to kip move, drop my elbow down towards my hip. So I'm hanging on to that, got a nice tight bite here. I'm not having to use my left hand at all. Okay? And I'm still not using much weight yet. We'll use more weight in a minute. Let's just make sure we have that part. So elbow down. They go to get their shoulder off the mat, flatten them. They go to sit up, flat. Go ahead and try it. Thanks for watching. Make sure you subscribe, hit the bell for frequent updates because we're updating this every week. And make sure you comment and like and share our videos. We appreciate it, and we definitely try and respond to all the comments. And if you like what we're doing and you like the material, check out SBG University, SBGU, and you're going to see a ton more in much greater depth than what you see here on YouTube. Thank you very much.